Getting people out of force to God and the churches and thugs and people. That's so-called black men, you are the low state and you are the greatest thing God ever created.
So this is Azariah, and this is Austin Cuts from the Streets. And right here, I got a young brother. What's your name?
Asher.
Asher. Very powerful name. So Asher, I got a question for you. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yes.
So why do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
I celebrate Thanksgiving because we get turkey and we like we come together as a family.
Hey, Shalom, Officer Halez. I'm here with my brother.
Iuic Montoya.
Iuic Montoya. All praises. And what's your nationality, sir?
I'm Lipan Apache from here, Texas.
All praises. So the Apache tribe from the mighty Apache tribe from Texas. Okay. My question is to you. Knowing our history and the atrocities and everything that took place, what are your thoughts on the holiday Thanksgiving?
Well, my initial thoughts are tamales. Tamales, yeah, that's what it means. That's what I've experienced growing up. But I never really learned anything until I got into a Native American Studies program in college, and from then on, everything got turned around. So there's there's a history that basic Americans know, and then there's a history that I have growing up, which meant the gathering of family, the turkey, all that, the traditional American stuff. But it just felt good to get together and be together and pray together and all that. That part was good.
Right.
But then Thanksgiving itself, I mean, what really went down over there, that is a statement that, kind of like, I mean, we still feel it today as Native people.
Correct.
It's never let up on us. And, that's our way to share food with people, to break bread with people, and to, if they need a place to stay and they need water to drink, a roof over their head, that's our traditional way to take care of people.
All right, Cuts from the Streets. All right, I'm Officer Joshua, and who am I with?
Brooke Maiden.
Sister Brooke Maiden. All right. So, Sister Brooke Maiden, seeing the atrocities that have happened to the so-called Native Americans, so-called Seminole Indians, right? Seeing all these things that have happened, what are your thoughts on Thanksgiving?
The attitude towards Thanksgiving needs to be updated. It is now celebrated as a time to be together, to gorge, create more waste, a time of excess, football and Macy Day Parade. It's all about material. And that is the issue that I mainly have with it, because of all the blood that was shed around that time. And obviously anyone who's listening here, watches video already, understands the history. I would hope so, at least, that while there was technically a feast, That is not what this time was about. It was about pillage and plunder. It was about murder. A nation's chief was beheaded, and that head was paraded around to different villages and colonies, and then kept for years on display in a museum. Thanksgiving is a day to mourn and acknowledge those that survived and carried forward and pushed through the impossible barriers that were put before them, simply because they did not want to belly over their sacred land.
So you said that because y'all eat turkey, you get to come together as a family, right? All right, so is Thanksgiving, is it found inside the Bible? Do you read the Bible? So is Thanksgiving in the Bible as a holiday for us to celebrate? Are you sure? You know where?
Yeah, I think.
You say you think. So what we want to do while we getting this, they got some scriptures we can show you in the Bible where God might like or dislike the celebrating of Thanksgiving, all right? So do you know what the true history behind Thanksgiving is? What do your teachers tell you in school about Thanksgiving?
That we come together as a family.
And what else? Anything else about where they come from?
Nope.
So that's what we did with those people over there, our relatives on the East Coast. You know, but they, again, you know, that Eurocentric way of thinking, you know, they see that as, you know, right away, that mind, for some reason, there's a certain amount of darkness that goes on there. And right away, they see it as weakness, you know, and they start to think about this and that, you know. And then, I don't know if you've heard of the doctrine of discovery.
No, sir.
You got to look it up. It's basically, they could not figure out how they could wrest the lands away from its native people. And so, they got to work, and so they got the Pope at that time in the Vatican to declare, I think it's called terra nullius or something like that, which basically means that any new lands discovered by Europeans or the Catholic or whoever that weren't occupied by Christian people they had no title to the land.
Wow.
It's called the Doctrine of Discovery. You should look it up. What's it called? Doctrine of Discovery. And it's still in place. It's still in place in the United States.
So it's an actual law.
It's I don't know if it's a law, but it's somewhere in our all those
judicial system.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
And the most important thing that I think we could address as a nation is the education system and how Thanksgiving is taught to our young people. And I don't want to traumatize a bunch of small children, but the reality is we need to educate these upcoming generations about the consequences of moving in and taking resources that don't belong to you or don't need to be commodified to begin with. And that is what we're experiencing in the Amazon. We're experiencing it in Africa, in India. It's not just Native American peoples, but it's all over the world where big businesses or whatever come in and rape the earth, take what's theirs, slap a price tag on it, and fetishize it. And Thanksgiving is just another byproduct of that attitude, and it needs to change.
You said you have? Yeah. What you got? Come talk with me. What's your name?
Austin.
So we got Asher and Austin. So what they tell you in school about Thanksgiving?
They told me in school about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is for your family and your kids and all of your other people.
Okay. So they told you that it was about Thanksgiving, it was about the family, the kids, and all the other people, everybody else, all inclusive. So what we want to do, we're going to show you in the Bible what God says about Thanksgiving, if we should or should not keep it. All right, we got a brother over here going to bring the Bible in. All right, come over here. Are you good? Yeah. So let's go to Colossians 2:8 first. Let's get Colossians 2:8. All right, and y'all say y'all read the Bible? Y'all go to church? Okay, so this is what the Bible says about certain holidays that we celebrate.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, and after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
So is Thanksgiving, is that a tradition found in the Bible, or is that just what they told us to do?
Oh, no.
So he said it's not in the Bible, but it's just a tradition that we've been taught to celebrate over a lot of years. But one thing you got to know is that the Native Americans, which I am one, we were killed during this time, and they celebrated it. So that's something that we want to make sure that you understand, especially from a young age, because they might say it's for everybody, but God says that it's not for everybody. Read it again.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, and after the tradition of men, and after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
So that's what God says about it. So knowing that God is not down with Thanksgiving, knowing that God doesn't like it, are you going to keep doing it when you get older?
Yes.
Why would you keep doing it if God said, I don't like it?
Because we get to come together as a family.
Thanksgiving, I like getting together with my family, which I'm probably going to be doing, most of them anyway. But the cat's out of the bag. So everybody knows that whole American idea of what Thanksgiving is, was they planted a seed, back then, and that seed has caused nothing but trouble throughout the world.
Yes, sir.
That Eurocentric way of thinking has gone to every continent in the world and destroyed its ecosystems and destroyed its indigenous peoples, every one of them, from Europe. Not from Africa, not from the Americas, not from Asia, but from Europe. They have gone to Australia, India, Africa, South America, North America, New Zealand, everywhere.
Right.
And has, just taken out, people that we'll never see them again, those tribes. So,
Right. So they went to the four corners of the earth, raped, robbed, and murdered, stole lands, and also indoctrinated.
But at the same time,
Come on.
We have to forgive.
So far, yeah, that's my feelings on Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, I wear black and I cry. and I stand up in front of my family and I remind everybody we're still here. And despite everyone that was lost, yeah, it hurts to see a bunch of people putting pilgrim hats on their kids and whatnot, and turkeys and whatnot. It doesn't feel good.
Okay, so if you don't, besides that, if you don't mind me asking, what's your nationality? What tribe are you from?
I am mixed. On my mother's side, I come from the Shiande Apache people. If you Google them, they're called the Mescalero Apache people, but that's not what they call themselves. They call themselves the Shiande people. I also have lineage from the Nawa-speaking tribes in Central America. I have lineage from the Celtic people, and mixed from European blood as well.
Okay.
And that comes with its own bag of, stress. Just being mixed and never fitting in. But I stand here representing the Shonde people, the people from those Black Mountains.
Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so do you believe in the Bible at all?
I believe the Bible is a sacred text, but I also believe that the knowledge held within those pages can be decoded from within your own spirit. I believe that is written in our DNA, and it is available to us. And the key to that is to going into the trees, into the quiet, and quieting your mind and centering your soul. And it will reveal itself to you in time. But as in believe in the Bible, yeah, I was raised on it, but it's not the end all be all in my opinion. And I will acknowledge that many atrocities were done using the power from that book.
That's important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Montoya, I know, with Thanksgiving, a lot of people call it Thanksgiving because of what happened. Okay. So would you actually continue to teach that tradition to your children, or will, because of the history, or maybe it was, you've made memories in your childhood? What do you think? Is Thanksgiving something we should continue to teach our children also?
Well, I think when it comes to thanking God for food, for the food that's in front of us, I mean, that's an everyday thing. We teach our children that, that we should be thankful for that. And I think like what's going on, in our country right now, It's up to the people to change it. It's up to to give Thanksgiving a new meaning. I mean, and look back at that and just say, we're not going to do that again. We're not going to support a system that does that anymore to people. We're going to do this from now on. We're going to do what God gave us original instructions to be kind to one another, share food, make sure people are taking care of our old folks, our children, our elderlies, and that the women, that if they need help, to help them. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what our leadership is supposed to do.
There you go.
Our chiefs. If they did not make sure that the widows and the old people and the children were cared for, and the function of the tribe it was not going good, they got rid of those chiefs.
Right.
They got another one, put them in there, because they couldn't have dysfunction. Back then, it was survival. So everything had to be working out with all the people. Everybody had to feel good, But so that our leadership, they don't think that way. They don't think about caring for our people. They're and they make a lot of noise like they do. They throw a lot of bones out to us, but they don't do it really. They're they call themselves Christians, which God bless Jesus Christ, but they're Crinos. They're Christian in name only. So it's like, I don't believe them anymore.
Right.
I'm not a believer in Jesus Christ, but I support people that whoever wants to worship the way they want to worship. But you'll know a person by their deeds. That's how and you whatever they left in their wake.
You know who said that?
Who said that?
Jesus Christ. You shall know them by their fruits.
Yeah, that's true. That's the truth. Yeah, I believe it. So anyway, that's about what.
But that was well said, Mr. Montoya. I really do appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So on the topic of the Bible, right? What would you say if I told you that the so-called Seminole Indians are from the tribe of Reuben, which are the real Israelites in the Bible, and that the so-called Native Americans, right, are from the tribe of Gad in the Bible? All right, and they're the real Israelites, God's chosen people in the Bible. What would you say to that?
I would say that I have listened to many elders that are from the Iuic Nation that have lots of oral traditions that they have kept passed down and kept it pure, that I believe strongly link to the lost tribes that are talked about in the Bible. I resonate with that idea, and however, I don't believe that there is one race that Great Spirit, Yahweh, God, chose superior to others. If anything, it was the attitude of the people, because the native nations, they were in harmony with their land. They worshiped their land. They stewarded their land. They took only what they needed. They gave back everything they could. They guarded it. And maybe in regards to God's chosen people, maybe he chose them because they had that right attitude. But I absolutely believe that there is a strong connection between the native nations of North America and the lost tribes spoken about in the Bible.
All right, that's good. All right, so with that, we're definitely going to wrap it up. This was Officer Joshua with my sister
Brooke Maiden.
Brooke Maiden, all right. IUIC cuts from the streets. Shalom.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.